Chapter 1, Ugly Friend. I've got 4 brothers. Imagine that 5 boys under 11, all living in the same house. On wet summer days, our house gets very crowded. If we all bring 2 friends home, then there could be 15 of us cramped into the house. At least 8 would be rowing like lunatics, and the rest will be dying to go to the toilet. The flusher in our toilet snaps off about once every 3 months. When my dad came home one day and found 3 sons and 4 strangers covered in war paint, swinging on the bedroom curtains, he decided that something had to be done. It didn't help that the war paint was stolen from Mum's makeup box. No more bringing friends home, Dad declared, after the warriors' parents had collected them. That's not fair, said Marty, the biggest brother. Marcus does, streaking his cheeks. That punishment really affects me because I'm popular, but Will's best friend is his action man. Will, that's me. I love that action man. Donnie, Bert, and HP started complaining too, but only because they're little brothers. And that's what little brothers do for a living. I know that technically I'm a little brother too, but I'm in the big brother half of the family. Having no little brother is bad enough, but having 3 is too much punishment for one person. That's enough punishment for an entire housing estate. The trouble with little brothers is that they are never blamed for anything. All Donnie, Bert, and Hanky have to do is bat their blue eyes and let their bottom lips wobble a bit, and they are forgiven for everything. Donnie, Bert, and HP could stick an axe in my head, and they'll still get off with 10 minutes no TV. And the stern look. The only thing that Marty and I have ever agreed on is that our 3 younger brothers are spoiled rotten. This house is a madhouse, said Dad, and he's the chief lunatic, I said, pointing to Marty. I'm not the one talking to dolls, retorted Marty. That hurt. Action man, it's not a doll. Quiet, said Dad through grinded teeth. There must be something we can do for you to do during the holidays. Something to get you out of the house. Not my baby, said Mom, hugging the younger brother's squad tightly. They gave her the full baby treatment. Big baby eyes, gap tooth smiles, and HP practice, then that kid has no shame. Maybe not those three, but Will and Marty are 9 and 10 now. We can find them something educational. Marty and I grown educational hobbies are the worst kind. They're like school during the holidays. Marty tried to save us. Remember the last educational hobby? The art classes. I was sick for days. That was your own fault, said Mum. I only had a drink of water. You are not supposed to drink the water. The people used to wash their brushes. Dad was thinking about the library. He said finally, What about it? I said, trying to sound casual, but my stomach was churching. You both could join in reading. It's perfect. How can you cause trouble reading a book? And it's educational, added Mum. Yes, of course it's educational, too, Dad agreed. How is it educational? I asked, terrified by the idea. I'd much rather be outside riding a horse than inside reading one about one. My mother tossed up my hair because, well, sometimes the only horse you can ride is the one in your head. I had no idea what that meant. Don't make us join the library, Marty begged. It's too dangerous. Dangerous? Could a library be dangerous? Asked Dad. It's not the library, Marty whispered. It's the librarian, Mrs. Murphy, said Mum. She's a lovely old lady. The problem with grown-ups is they only see what's on the outside of the kids, the real truth. People forget to be on their best behavior around kids because nobody believes a word we say. Every kid in our town knew about Mrs. Murphy. She was one of those people that kids steer clear of, like Miss White, the teacher with the evil eye, or old Ned Sawyer, the tramp with the dribbling dog. She's not a lovely old lady, I said. She's an older nut. Well, that's a terrible thing to say, but she is, Mum, and she hates kids. And she used to be a tracker in the army, tracking kids from enemy countries. Now you're being the ridiculous. She has a spider gun under her desk, added Marty. A gas-powered one that takes an entire potato in the barrel. She shoots kids with it if they made a noise in the library. That's why we call her Spud Murphy. My mother thought this was all very funny. A spud gun. He'll say anything to avoid reading a book. It's true, Marty shouted. Do you know Ugly Frank from the novel 47? My mother tried to look stern. You shouldn't call poor Frank ugly. Well, how do you think he got that away? Spud Murphy sputtered him. Mom waved her hands as if two annoying birds were flapping around her ears. I've heard enough. You two are going to the library for the afternoon, and that's it. We'll have to make some sandwiches. He stood in the kitchen grumpily. Sandwiches wouldn't be much use against Spud Murphy and her gas-powered Spud gun. Of course, the little brothers thought this was hilarious. Nice knowing you, said Donnie, shaking my hand. He said, HP, the word whistling through the gap where its front teeth used to be. Nice knowing you. 5 years old and already smart, italic. Can I have your Walkman? Asked Bert, who was already wearing it. I swagged them with my action hand. Do you hear them, Mum? They are teasing us already. Oh, they don't mean it, said Mum. Do you, my little man? No, Mum. Mum gave them a jelly baby. I thought my head would pop with the unfairness of it all. Now Marty and Will go upstairs and wash the rest of my lipstick. We leave in 10 minutes. There's no escape, pleaded, whining for 10 minutes solid. But Mom was not giving an inch. The library will be good for you, she said, belting us tightly into the back of the car. You might even learn something. As we drove away, we looked back towards the house. Donnie was at the bedroom window, impacting a little play for our benefit. He had scrawled the name Spud across the front of his white t-shirt and was scrolling a small figure standing on the window ledge. My heart jumped. It was Action Man. Donnie's scolding grew more and more furious until eventually he picked up my unfortunate toy by the heels and began whacking him against the ledge. No, I squealed. Stop the car. Donnie is killing Action. Mom, really? Will killing Action Man? Really will killing Action Man? Mom, you'll have to come up with something better than that. Through the window, I could see Bert and HP clapping wildly as Donnie took a bow. Mom dropped us at the library on her way downtown. I'll pick you up on my way home. After I collect your dad from work, we nodded both too scared to talk. Mom pointed her finger at us like two imaginary guns. Try not to get spotted, okay? She was joking, but we couldn't laugh. We couldn't even imagine a smile. Mom would be sorry when she came back and our faces had been blasted by soggy potatoes. Right, off you go up the steps. I'll just stay here to make sure you go inside. I growled quietly. Our plan has been to hide around the back for a few hours. Mom was smarter than we thought. We climbed the concrete steps to the library doors. I decided to go first because Marty told me you're probably wondering what we were so scared about. I bet you're thinking what we were, a pair of obvious chickens, we would have been better off at home, sewing our names to the handkerchiefs. But that's because you think librarians are happy, colorful places where the librarians actually like children. That may be what most of them are like, but one was different. It was a place where serious men read seriously books, and anybody was allowed to show even a glimmer of smile. Was allowed to show even a glimmer of smile. A smile could get you thrown out, a titter could get you spotted, and if you laughed out loud, you would never see again. A little boy rushed out of the library straight into Marty. The boy had tears coming out of his eyes, and someone had obviously been dragging him along the scarf. He grabbed Marty's jumper. "Don't go in there," he cried, "for the love of God. Don't do it. I was one day late with 5 to go. Smugglers talk just one day, and look what she did to me." And just like that, the boy was gone, trailing a wrinkled scarf behind him, with only a puddle of tears to prove that he had been there. "Wait," we cried after the fleeing figure. "Tell us what Spud did to you." But it was no use. The boy had disappeared into the black of a dark car and sped off to safety. There was a porch outside the library. The porch walls were covered with posters about things like book groups and art competitions. All very educational. We looked at the pictures on the posters anyway, anything to put off going into the library itself and facing Spud Murphy. We stayed there until Mom came up the steps and knocked on the window. We had no choice but to go inside. It was just as I feared. There were nothing in there but books. Thank you.